Hi, everybody. Well, I thought I'd start off with showing you there are a few cameras. I love this camera that have had just a little sunshine at times on this Monday. This is the Mount Hood, Oregon resort up in Welch's, and you see a little blue sky peeking through. But for the most part, it has been cloudy to mostly cloudy with literally a sunbreak or two scattered across some of the region. We are still expecting a very quiet week. So I want to recap a little bit where we are moisture wise, both rain in the valley, the disappointing snow totals that we have on the ground right now up on the mountain, and then take you through the next couple of weather systems that we are expecting over the next week or so. So let's start with the rain totals. This is impressive. So PDX, site specific, December to date, so rainfall so far, 6.84 inches. This past weekend, we had a couple inches up in Cowlitz County. We had around 3 up around the Long Beach Peninsula. PDX only had 1.21. That was the combo total Saturday into Sunday. I say only because that underperformed what some of the modeling was suggesting we would have. The water year, remember this runs alongside the snowpack. So it starts October 1st, goes through September 30th. 14.60 inches since October 1st. That's a nice surplus, which is thumbs up good news of 3.77 inches. Now, check out this last column down here. The December climate average for the entire 31-day period in Portland, a typical December, 5.77. Here we are on the 11th afternoon of the month, and we're already past that by over an inch at 6.84. Now, remember what November did. It had that crazy wet start, and then we really only had some limited rainfall the rest of the way. There are signs to some degree that December moving forward is not going to see a lot of total moisture between now and Christmas weekend. And that brings me to this bit of information. This was the view early this morning from one of the cameras up on Mount Hood Meadows Resort, looking off to the east, I believe. And you can see this is kind of a wind-blown slope where there's not a whole lot of moisture at that vantage point. I thought what I would do is look at yesterday's date, December 10th, and show you how much snow was on the ground at the resorts in terms of a base 1 year ago compared to what we had on the ground yesterday, December 10th. And the findings are what you probably would expect to see. Timberline a year ago had a 54-inch base. Now, if you're not a skier or a boarder, you typically want at least 30 inches to make sure you've got some solid snow and you don't overly have to worry about rocks and that type of thing. By the time you get a 60-inch base, now you're jamming. Now you're really looking good. And it was pretty healthy a year ago, Timberline, 54. Yesterday, just over 2 feet, 26 inches. That's exactly 50% of what we had a year ago. Mount Hood Meadows a year ago, 50 inches on the ground, 17 inches on Sunday. Not enough to really call it a decent base. Meadows was open on Saturday when it was colder, and then with the rain coming, they had to close Sunday, and now they've suspended operations until they get some snow. Ski Bowl had hoped to have their inner tubing hill open, but the problem is it's been raining and warm, so they can't make snow, they can't keep it, and they're just suffering. A year ago, they had over 2 feet. Boy, that's enough to have that tubing hill going. But as of yesterday, 4 inches, and I will tell you that 4-inch amount is down to 2 inches this afternoon. So we're running at a clip that is 50% and even less of what we had 1 year ago. I think certainly now as we move forward, we're getting into the territory where it's okay to go, this is definitely the slow start to the snow-based season that we projected it would be. If you remember, going back to my winter outlook that we put out the last of October, the 1st of November, one of the points was it was going to be 74% of normal total snowpack for the season. It would also be a season that would start slow and maybe still be disappointing into Christmas week. So far, sadly, that projection seems to be right on the money. Okay, so with that said, courtesy of Hillcrest Sports, great little ski, not a little ski shop, they're actually pretty big up in Gresham on your way to Mount Hood. They sponsor my Mount Hood forecast, so thank you for that. Okay, tomorrow, sunshine comes to the mountain, also to the valley. It'll be about 43 in the afternoon. Wednesday, still dry. Thursday, there's a weak system that falls apart as it moves inland Thursday early morning. And quite frankly, I'm not even sure there's going to be more than a trace of moisture in the Cascades. It's very weak. Snow levels will be 5 to 6,000 feet. So even if some moisture makes it, it would be rain at government camp and probably at least a wet mix at Mount Hood Meadows. So basically nothing there. Friday, dry. Notice the snow levels. All of these levels are above Cascade Pass levels, certainly well above the 4,000 foot level of government camp. Friday, 44 degrees. You're going to melt some snow. This is the pass level temperature at government camp, but it could be 40 at Meadows, even 42. That's melting snow. Not good. Melting snow at Timberline. Saturday, still dry. The next shot of moisture comes in on Sunday as showers with a snow level of 7 to 8,000 feet. That's rain. And then a stronger system on Monday with the snow level maybe falling to 6 to 5,000 feet, which would perhaps give some new snow at Timberline and maybe a mix at Meadows. But obviously, there's nothing on the immediate horizon that is worth writing home about or that would change or really add to the lack of snow that we have up on the mountain right now. So let's get into the overall setup of what I'm tracking. We're enjoying a dry break. You know, I talked about this morning and yesterday, actually, in my video too. This was a really thick, low-level cloud base that was left over from the weekend. And although we've had some breaks in the cloud cover today, overall, it hasn't cleared, which I really didn't think it would. We had some absolute heavy drizzle, kind of drizzle storms, we like to call it, where it was pretty wet this morning. As far as I know, all of that has ended, but it's still cloudy out more than not. But a break in between systems of manageable rainfall, and tomorrow we'll get sun. I'll show you why in a moment. But here the system is being held way out to sea. So I put my red line there to show clearly here we are. And this is a nice break in the action. Again, the next system comes in Wednesday night into Thursday morning. It's really weak. Definitely less than 1/10 of an inch of rain expected from that weakening system in the Rose City. Now, I mentioned tomorrow we're going to get some sun, which we haven't had in a while. That'll be nice, right? Give us some nice beneficial drying here in the sloppiness of the valley and over at the coast as river levels continue to recede. All the flood watches were canceled yesterday, but it's nice to see the rivers give us some safety and go back down a little bit. So this is courtesy of KGW TV and their Futurecast model. This is tomorrow at 11 a.m. We expect east winds to start coming overnight tonight, and then during the morning get a little gusty. This shows just a 15-mile-per-hour gust in Hood River, so that's just a gentle breeze. But some 33-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming out of the West Gorge into Portland along the Columbia River, and gusting to 26 even out in Hillsborough. So that's STK to 26. So will be some breezy spots tomorrow. The strongest winds gusting to 30, maybe a little bit higher out near the gorge, East Multnomah County, East Clark County. And then by the time you get into the mid-valley, not really expecting much wind. Salem, notice it's a north breeze at 11. That's pretty much a light wind. Corvallis, a northeast wind at 13. That's pretty much a light wind. There is a bit of an east wind in Tillamook and Astoria, but not Lincoln City. So anyway, this east wind tomorrow will quickly clear any fog and will pretty much guarantee that at least in the Portland area and up into Vancouver, we'll have a beautiful sunny day. Any fog that there may be in Salem and southward, I like the chances of eventually clearing out during the day tomorrow, but that's our day coming up tomorrow. All right, now, what about that weak system that I told you about coming in Thursday morning? Here's the rain projections, and right now the timing is Thursday overnight, early Thursday morning. By late morning, we're probably dry all over the place. Maybe some lingering light stuff in the Cascades. But this shows 1/4 of an inch or less along the coast. It shows 1/10 of an inch or less from Portland down into Salem and eventually down into Albany. Shows 1,500 up in Kelso Longview. And quite frankly, I wouldn't be shocked if Portland gets more like 2 or 3 1/100 of an inch. And this moisture is pretty much gone by the time it moves up in the Cascades. Snow level will be 5,000 feet. We're just not looking at much from that system. That's been really consistently just not much. Now, I had Saturday showers. All the modeling agrees that now we stay dry on Friday and Saturday. And then this is Sunday. This is the American GFS model. I know it's tough to see this map. I've shown you this before. So I put PDX on the map right here. If you look at the blue lines, can you see Nevada right here? Can you see the California coastline? Can you see Oregon? Can you see the Washington? There's the Canadian border right up in here. These green areas are moisture saturation through 10,000 feet in the atmosphere. It means you're almost always going to see solid cloud cover where you see these shaded areas, or at least mostly cloudy skies. And while this doesn't really show you precip, it does show heightened areas of getting some moisture. So here's the low approaching the Northern California coast. This is Sunday afternoon. The flow pattern will bring likely rain into California, and then move scattered showers northward. Right now, it doesn't look like this is a lot of rain Sunday. Maybe Sunday morning's dry. Maybe we start to see increasing scattered showers in the afternoon. Not sure if it's enough to really mess with you or not. Snow levels on Sunday are going to be 8 to 7,000 feet. Anything in the mountains that would be rain. And this is more of a south breeze, not really a windy day. I suppose, and I would think any east winds in the gorge would kind of wash out again with the south wind. So that's Sunday. Now, see the low back here? There's a surface front that's going to push in on Monday. So Monday is the better day of, hey, it's raining outside, where maybe we get some periods of fairly steady rain and we have a chance Monday to go over 1/4 of an inch of rain, maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain. And that will come with initially a high snow level. Then that snow level will fall a little bit, but probably all rain up at Government Camp. So those are the only couple rain systems, the immediate future that I'm looking at. I want to take a moment and talk about the extended period. So this is the Canadian upper level flow map, and this is 30 days out. So this takes us, in through around the first, 10th, 11th day of the month of January through the holidays. First off, notice the highlighted blue. That's the 540 contour line. I've told you before, the polar jet contour is that 540, 546. So basically, this is the dividing line between, hey, it's pretty chilly, cold weather in our hemisphere. And then you get south of it, and the air is either going to be near normal, or the farther south you go, above normal. And notice, now this is an anomaly image over a 30-day period. Notice over the 30-day period, this is mild ridging. That is a pattern that inherently over the next 30 days through Christmas week would be much drier than normal and more than likely much warmer than normal. It's a 561 millibar contour. Compare that to a much colder 546 contour that we had December of 2022. That was 3 degrees below normal. This is a setup that's 3 degrees or more above normal. Here's a subtropical jet, which is kind of typical to El Nino, potentially feeding some stormy weather and some rain across the Gulf Coast states, Florida, up into the Carolinas. All weather models pretty much agree with this scenario, by the way. So this shows you, this is not good news, by the way. This shows you potential moisture anomalies through 30-day period out through the 13th day of January. So if you look at the legend, white colors would be normal. Green to blue, you've got above normal precip, but everything that goes brown to red is drier than normal. So, oh my goodness gracious. All of Oregon and Washington over the coming 30 days projected to be drier than normal. And these numbers are quite a bit below normal. So if you look at Kelso Longview, 3.24 below normal. 2.75 below normal Washington County. Portland, on average, this gives us a projection of 3 inches below normal. Well, normal would be over 5 inches. So what this is saying is we're only going to get about 2.35 inches of total precipitation over the next 4 weeks. Heck, we just picked up over 6 inches in a week. That's a definite dry switch, right? So there is some concern there, and it obviously sets up additional concern that even if snow levels would come down occasionally, we're going to see a lack of heavy moisture makers. And with the mild projection, probably at least half of the moisture makers we get, you're going to see rain at Government Camp, not snow. So this is a growing concern. With that said, thanks to Hazeldale Tire Pros, this is my 7-day Portland update. Remember, tomorrow we get the east winds. Now, I think it's at least possible if you live in a spot that you're protected from east winds, so you're absolutely calm tomorrow morning, you'll be near freezing. There could be some fog pockets in Marion County to the south. Those fog pockets expected, especially around Salem, to clear out during the day. I think Portland has a good chance to be sunny from start to finish, at least partly cloudy to becoming clear during the day. 52. Wednesday, dry, 36 to 52. Normal high is now 47. So these are all well above normal days. Clouds increase. Shower chance comes overnight Wednesday into early Thursday morning. Probably dry by late Thursday morning. And there's no guarantee we're even going to get more than a trace, right? And then Friday is all dry, 40 to 54. Again, really mild stuff. Saturday, now a dry day, 37 to 52. I'll say it again, really mild, above normal stuff. Sunday, I showed you that pattern with the low nearing the California coast, and it spins up those scattered showers. Not sure if that's just a little bit of rain that wouldn't really mess with your outdoor plans much, or be something more substantial. The chance of rain gets a little bit better as we go through the day. And then that actual front, the current timing, gives us a pretty rainy day, actually, as we go into Monday with a low of 44 and a high of 50. Well, that is the outlook. That's the forecast for this week, the snow levels. I hope you found it interesting. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. My weather site's portlandweather.com. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill, and I say thank you.